A dead man poisoned for people at his own funeral. The story begins with a high-energy funeral. The 5 people who were talking and laughing together foamed at the mouth collectively. 4 people died on the spot. Only the mayor survived. Then the police detected highly toxic pesticides in the rice wine. The families of the deceased, who were the organizers, naturally became the first suspect. Strange thing is, the mother has Alzheimer's disease. The son is an imbecile with an IQ of only 10 years old. Obviously not capable of committing crimes, and the only normal person. There is only Xiaomei, the daughter of a lawyer. But the father died. Why has the eldest daughter been missing for a long time? So many years ago, he had already broken with his father, run away from home. He was admitted to a prestigious school. But patriarchal fathers not only failed to encourage, instead, tear him to his face and step out of the poor village, the only chance in the backwoods, even a beating. Flap your mouth. Even if the mother learns. I also betrayed my relatives for my ancestors. Xiaomei tried suicide many times to no avail. Father ran away from home. Now my mother has become a murderer. Although it has long been disconnected, emotionless. But after all, blood is thicker than water. He will never do anything. Not to mention the deeds of the feces and urine. People who don't even know their own daughters. How could it be a murderer? Going to trial is very bad for the mother. Someone is claiming to have seen him personally poison. What's worse is, the disengaged mother has signed a guilty plea. The book faces all kinds of adverse evidence. But the mother's defense counsel not only did not refute, even indifferent. Therefore, Xiaomei decided to go out in person. However, he still underestimated the difficulty of forensics. Forgive him for being a loser. Helpless to take care of you can also fulfill my pride. The indifference of the villagers did not cause him to retire. Using years of experience to obtain interrogation monitoring, police brutality was discovered, threatening my brother's safety and my mother signing for remand. Even eyewitness accounts were brought in by the police. Apparently, there is someone behind this, and the other party must be all monstrous. Otherwise, how to drive the police to be used by the wife? To support the inner guess, he deliberately found his mother's defense counsel. After a few pleasantries, he left politely. Wait for him to go. The lawyer immediately tipped off. But unexpectedly, Xiaomei turned back halfway through. Claims to have left the phone behind. However, this is just the beginning of Xiaomei's plan. The recording has already recorded everything. So through the above evidence, on the day of the trial, Xiaomei's tongue war was like overturn witness statements. Seems like a big win. However, he was unaware of this move, successfully provoked the other party's revenge. The other party not only sent someone to deliberately approach the younger brother, get the word out. He even did it without saying a word. The fool's brother protected him. However, the other party did not stop. Subsequent trial. Prosecutors specialize in younger brother's weaknesses, even retrieve surveillance at funerals. The younger brother, who claims to be in charge of the rice wine, is an accomplice. The mother is distressed, and the son takes the initiative to confess. The scene is messy. The prosecution also used this to arrest his brother, even ridicule. Eat enough. No. Enough. What terrible revenge to face. This is absolutely. It is a highly ironic scene in the history of Korean cinema. The prosecutor wanted to extract tribute for the crime. I didn't expect it. Margaret's pushy people look pushy. And the other side, the mother insists that she is the murderer because someone was silent about him. As long as you confess, you can save your son. Now the hope of overturning my mother's case is dashed. Despair. The daughter left in anger. I accidentally looked at my brother's phone. In the video, the mayor visits his father. The mother's mental outlook is still normal. But since then, the mother was devastated, full of nonsense. It seems that he must have experienced some excitement that day. Access to relevant information. The mother even went to the police station to report the case after losing her mind, threatened to kill her husband at the mercy of the mayor. At that time, the police saw that he was incoherent and did not accept it. Xiaomei goes home and rummages. Sure enough, father's passbook. I found that there have been many large transfers recently. And my father is already seriously ill in bed and has no income. Could it be that he was with the mayor? There was a shady deal. Think of this. Xiaomei was stunned in place. But I have no intention of stepping on the frame of my parents' wedding photo. Hidden behind it is a pile of shredded photos. After splicing, this is still my mother's wedding photo. But the groom is not the father, but a man named Ah Jun. So far, a dusty past has been uncovered. It turned out that Ah Jun was the calf of the owner of the vegetable market back then, and Father Antai and the mayor are just long-term workers to ban the operation of the lottery market. Several people conspired to kill Ah Jun, and the widowed mother is heartbroken. I wanted to commit suicide by jumping, but unfortunately, he was rescued by Antai, then passed on without knowing it. Etna's conspiracy succeeded. The scenery is infinite, but it didn't last. Due to excessive spending, the sound of the quarry is absolutely silent, and Etna also listened to slander. Invest all your worth to buy land to mine gold. Can drain human and financial resources. Turns out, it was just a scam. Antai wants to make a comeback. He used his connections to try to enter the political arena. The road went well at first, riding on people to bully the market, threat to competitors. However, it is about to vote. Brothers are defecting. All betrayed and defected to the current mayor. And when gold was mined, it's also fake news put out by the mayor. Antai, who has nothing, can only let the disaster happen, turn anger into a curse. And the participants at that time, the same people who were poisoned at the funeral. The case took a turn. Now it looks like the mayor is behind it. But he also almost died at the funeral. Could it be that the mother is the murderer? The truth is about to come out. Never eat. The wife has to spray pesticides into her meals every day. Although my husband is unaware. But the body is gradually terminally ill. Men used to live in poverty in their later years, and the former younger brother, but stepping on his own wind and water. Etna is not reconciled. I want to use Ah Chun's death to threaten the mayor and ask for a seal. Unexpectedly, the conversation between the two was overheard by the wife. I want my mother to have no. Since then, the wife planned the murder. Poison the husband first. Then at his funeral, instruct the mentally handicapped son, send poisoned wine to the rest of the brothers. So far the truth has emerged. Xiaomei is speechless, and Mother Hanako gradually remembers everything. It turns out that when he married Antai, already pregnant with Xiaomei, and his real father, it was Ah Jun who was killed by Etna. Ah Jun was dead. Mother wanted to throw herself into the lake. Unexpectedly, he was rescued by Antai. He promised to treat mother and daughter well. Hanako, who is already helpless. For the sake of the unborn beauty, I reluctantly agreed. No wonder Etna hates her daughter so much. At first, the mother tolerated. I just hope that Xiaomei can be stable. Until he ran away from home. Mother chased to the station. But it's too late. All misunderstandings are now cleared up. The emotions I haven't seen in 10 years are completely vented at this moment. Mother and daughter sobbing, hugged tightly. However, the little beauty of the governor. How will you choose between justice and family? Day of final review. Xiaomei took out the evidence first, accusing the mayor of using his power for personal gain. Repeated use of land and illegal transactions with Etna. Vicious election. The trend of public opinion fell instantly. And for the mother, one click. Xiaomei deliberately made her brother lie through her eyes. Claims that the poisoned wine was prepared by Etna. Then, before dying, he told himself to give it to his uncles. Then take advantage of the mother's Alzheimer's. Win the sympathy of the jury. Drunk from nothing. Finally, the mother was released in court. However, Xiaomei, who won the case, there is a trace of calmness on the face. He took his father's cell phone, thrown into the lake with sin. Time freeze frame. The case became an unsolved case. Maybe the mother never had dementia. But the misfortune he suffered was real. Perhaps childhood beliefs lead us to believe that most things are either or. Until I grew up and found out, just as the world is not black and white, I thought all the problems, you can find the answer in the jungle of your heart. But there is fog in the forest. We can only find ourselves in the end.